What's going on, everybody? Welcome for the first time or back to another DLJ Works video. And today I want to kind of have a candid conversation about the very much so soon to be deprecated Adobe Flash. Let's jump right into it. Now, what made me want to talk about Adobe Flash is that I actually still have the Adobe Creative Suite 6, CS6, that I actually got during my time in DeVry, where I got a discount off the whole entire program. I got Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, all those things, Adobe InDesign, all that for my time and the web graphic design program at DeVry. And I got it for a huge discount. And I soon realized I use Photoshop and Illustrator a lot, but I only use Adobe Flash for actually only a few classes. And I soon realized, and I began to look at Adobe Flash on my desktop, I was like, I really underused this program, and I still consider Adobe Flash to be very powerful. The kids that I actually teach, they play a lot of Flash games. A lot of games online right now are still very much so dependent on Adobe Flash and have not made the jump over yet to HTML5 using Canvas, JavaScript to do a lot of their games. And from what I've actually researched, a lot of the functionality is actually available for HTML5 and JavaScript. The feature set just isn't there yet. It hasn't matured to that point to where Flash has over the quiet period of time. And the one thing I actually wanted to talk about with Adobe Flash right now is that Flash still has some tremendous benefits. Even if it is about to be deprecated, there's many benefits and uses that Flash still has, because it's still very much so powerful. Right now it's transitioning to Adobe Animate, where you can create 2D animations, where it's focusing purely on being an animation platform. But let's think about all those game developers out there. You know, those guys that have spent years trying to master ActionScript and put all their blood, sweat, and tears into creating these for some wonderful Flash animation games. What are they going to do? And there's been several articles on Kotaku, Polygon, and many the Gamer Sutra talking about that game developers should actually be worried if you're getting into Flash. Well, have no fear. I'm here to actually tell you that Flash, if you're still a Flash developer, Flash can still be, well, it has to be your secondary tool if you plan on producing games and putting them online right now. Before I get more into this conversation, I want to actually talk about what are some of those uses for Adobe Flash at this moment. If you're backpedaling to some of the old software to like Creative Suite 4, Creative Suite 5, even Creative Suite 6 being the latest if you're not getting it through the actual cloud service, what are some of these uses? Well, if you have Adobe Creative Suite 6, and I'll actually just stop right there, even if you are using the CS4, CS5, you can actually still use Flash to create some wonderful animations. Adobe Flash is a very powerful animation tool that you can actually practice and master the art of tweening, designing your motions, the artwork, everything else that you want to do and animate. You can still use Adobe Flash for that. And when you actually create your animation, just export it as a video, as an MP4, or even another like type of video file. It'll still be able to be seen online if you do just that. All right, in terms of gaming is the biggest thing that I'm actually concerned with. If you're trying to practice doing little simple animations, there's some graphical upgrades. That's Adobe Flash is still very much so of good use for that. All right, if you want to practice in development and you want to actually try to see how the actual code and animations will work out, Flash is prime and perfect. So that is a key focus right now that you can still use your old Adobe Flash program for. Now, jumping into gaming at this moment, that's sad to say, if you're a Flash developer, really, you can only use Flash right now just for practice. In terms of my research and everything I tried looking up, I tried typing into Google, you know, what can Adobe Flash CS6 still be used for here beyond 2020 when it's fully deprecated and browsers stop supporting it. And the articles just aren't really there, which is what prompted me to even make this video in the first place. But right now, what you can actually do and tools in terms of converting your Flash games into HTML5, JavaScript, or Canvas, they're still very much so primitive, meaning that they haven't blossomed and developed fully to where it will fully carry over that ActionScript code and convert it into meaningful JavaScript HTML5, and it'll still be playable. Some of my favorite websites that I actually love playing like Flash games on is Congregate. My students play cool math games. Rusty Lake. RustyLake.com hosts a whole bunch of Flash games that are very, very well made, and there's a lot of fun to play. And I hate to see those websites just go down and not have any type of support. There's a Medium article, and I'll try to remember to link it into the description. It was made by Ben Latimore, and he's actually doing a Flashpoint project where he's trying to create a museum and trying to preserve all these great Flash games that have been created. Scriptwelder is one of my favorite developers who've actually developed the whole Deep Sleep series, Don't Escape series. If you haven't played those games, you're looking for very good pixel art and a horror genre blended together, you should check him out as well. I'll leave a link in the description, link into his bio, his work, and the Rusty Lake site as well. But Adobe Flash, I want to encourage everybody that despite browsers still or moving forward with fully eradicating Flash out of their ecosystem, I still want to encourage, if you have Flash, do not be so quick to actually delete it off your browser, off your desktop. You want to go ahead and maybe use it as a practicing tool, and you can still use it as an animation platform that you could really produce some really good animations. Another thing that I also want to actually bring up is that I'm a teacher for VIP Kid, and to be honest with you, VIP Kid, they every time I log into the browser portion to do my classes, they built their classroom platform on Flash, which it's beyond me why they did that, knowing that Flash is about to be fully deprecated. But the fact is that they're encouraging their teachers to download their PC or Mac app desktop, and Flash will still run in-house locally, I guess, on that actual application. And I actually had the idea of, well, that's one thing that this whole Flashpoint museum is supposed to be doing. What if the other developers decided to create an actual desktop application that people can actually put it on their desktop and be able to run Flash games that way? And maybe there's a site that's available where Flash can actually be downloaded to Swift files, or you could just play it on this application. That's just one idea that I actually had when I actually saw that, because VipKid did build their classrooms on a Flash application, which to just run video in a classroom, that probably could have easily been done. I'm pretty sure HTML5 and JavaScript and the whole Canvas feature has matured to that level to where that sort of thing can be developed. But why not have Flash games be able to operate in that same vein? So I don't know right now. These are just ideas. I just really wanted to make this video because I still strongly feel that if you still have Adobe CS4, 5, and 6, you can still use that program. Even those like throwback programs. I still have Adobe Creative Suite 6, and I plan on using it to actually do little video animations here in the future. Things can actually be seen online. I also use it for practice when I actually get into some game development, so I can actually understand level design, little simple gaming mechanics, being on the actual back end of creating a actual video game and trying to figure out how to actually convert that actual action script, move it over from there into the actual JavaScript canvas that games need to be run on today. So I just thought I'd make this quick video and just talk about it. What are your thoughts on this in terms of this right now? How do you feel about Adobe Flash and all the things that because there's still a lot of websites that's just built solely dependent on Flash. Maybe not solely built on Flash, but they're very much so dependent on it for their interactive applications, these sorts of things. What do you think is going to happen right now? If there's something you think I forgot to mention, please leave a comment below. I'd love to have a conversation about it. I really want to know your thoughts and just kind of get this ball rolling and just hear some fresh ideas. That's it for this video. Like, share, do all the basic internet stuff. Subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube, wherever else. I try to post this wherever else I can. And yeah, enjoyed the conversation. Thanks for watching. See y'all in the next video. God bless y'all. Looking to outsmart the algorithm? TubeBuddy is it. Retrieve the right results targeting keywords that will allow you to be at the top of search results, TubeBuddy also provides a channel checklist, a video tag to tag your videos properly, and other features on the back end to make sure you stay winning in YouTube. Become friends with TubeBuddy today. Link is in the description.